Available whenever you want it on the TJ and Riggins app. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Just in case you missed the news, the McRib back on December 3rd. It'll cost you about $5. The classic McRib introduced in the 80s. You probably had one. Maybe you haven't. But it's also coming back. You can buy a half gallon of their McRib sauce as a special holiday promotion. I think that'll run you about $20. And it's just a big vat of barbecue sauce. But, you know, originally it wasn't that popular. And then the meme culture got a hold of it. And now people are excited about the McRib coming back.
It was popular when it first came out, before there were memes even in existence.
Yeah. The original release. But then in the 80s, it never made the return like it does now, almost yearly. Mm-hmm. And they attribute that to people talking about it in the early 2000s and making memes about it to bring it back, get people excited about it again. Mm-hmm. And now it's a hit. Yeah. Everybody likes the McRib. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's heavily sauced, slivered onions, pickles on it on that long bun.
Yeah. But we liked it in the 80s when it came out. So millennials aren't creating anything before y'all start trying to take credit for that too.
I don't think anybody said that.
I think so, yeah. He said it was nothing. He said, Rob, let me turn your mic off. He said that the McRib was nothing until memes started happening. I heard it. He said, that's a quote. The McRib was trash and nobody wanted it. It was gone forever. And then millennials started making memes about it. And now it's all the rage.
No, I never said that. But
well, close.
No,
not in those words.
It never came back because now it comes back yearly because people are excited about it again. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, that's better.
Didn't they say it was not coming back?
I created the hype. Back in the 80s, I was the one that created the hype.
Well, I did
not my generation. Me.
Yeah, right.
Specifically.
Yeah, so December 3rd, $5. Also buy the sauce for just $20. And it'll only be back for a limited time. So you're going to have to run, not walk, to McDonald's to get your McRib on December 3rd.
And let me tell you something. If I know you personally and I find out you're hoarding McRib barbecue sauce, we are not going to have a relationship anymore.
It's going to be a problem.
Because we have nothing in common.
Well, I was going to buy it.
Buying it's one thing, but hoarding it and saying I got to buy 40 gallons of this crap. Because who knows when it'll be available again. Yeah. Then we're no longer in a relationship with friends or lovers.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. It's now easier than ever at the homepage, tjriggins.com. The new TJ and Riggins Show gallery button with the pictures, videos, and links you're hearing us talk about on the show. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
Do you know of a family that could use some help this Christmas? Nominate them for TJ and Riggins Breaking and Entering Christmas. Nominate the family at tjriggins.com/Christmas. We want to bring true Christmas miracles to families who really need it. tjriggins.com/Christmas.
Hey, it's TJ, and we were hanging out the other night at our new favorite place, Blackfin Ameripub in Ballantyne, and I figured out that's where I'm going to be watching the ball games this year. That's right. They have about 40 TVs showing all of the games on Saturdays, the college games, and their official Ohio State Buckeyes bar. You don't want to miss that if you're a Buckeyes fan as well as a Packers fan or a Panthers fan. They got it all. Not to mention some of the best food that I have had in a long, long time. You're looking for a great time? Go to Blackfin Ameripub in Ballantyne. Check it out at acetj.com/Blackfin.
The charity Peyton's Promise would not be possible without great sponsors. Great sponsors like Jewelers on Main, located in downtown Mooresville. Go to tjriggins.com/jewel to find out more about Jewelers on Main. Again, that's tjriggins.com/jewel.
Point and stare at TJ and Riggins anytime you want on YouTube. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Riggins loves Starbucks, or as he calls it, Starbies. And what is your order you get at Starbucks?
Venti Pike Place.
With a little room.
With a little bit of room in it, yeah.
Yeah. No sweetenings or creams or any of that.
No.
You just drink it black.
Yeah.
Okay. And you go to the Starbucks to get it, right? They don't deliver Starbucks to your house.
Yeah, no, they do.
But would it be cold when it got there?
No.
Really? Okay.
It still stays piping hot for a day.
Okay, so if you get it delivered, then you're not in this. But I just picture that every guy going into Starbucks sounds like this guy.
I used to love this Starbucks, but now it's turned into like the old Apple store. We don't want you to sit down. We don't want you to do anything. Get your coffee and get the out. So, I don't know. What do you think? It's sad.
Now, is that what all male customers at Starbucks? Because I've never been in a Starbucks, so I just assume that's the way all of them talk.
Yeah,
Real like sassy and funny and quick-witted and cool sounding like that.
I don't know. I usually have my AirPods in. I don't know what people sound like, but kind of sounds like Tim Gunn.
Yeah.
Remember Tim Gunn from Project Runway?
Yeah. But would they let a really masculine guy come in there and order?
That guy, the head coach of the Detroit Lions, that dude is a bro.
I know, and he drinks like a 30 of them a day, right?
I think he does 2 of the Ventis with espresso shots in each.
Yeah,
that
but
guy's
does he go in there and get them himself? Because I bet they don't let him. I bet he's like a kid outside trying to get an adult to go in and buy beer for him. I mean, they look at that masculine guy and they're like, he can't come in here.
Oh, dear.
This is what you call trolling, Riggins, right?
Yeah,
and this is
really
what the kids call
hammered it home.
trolling.
Yeah.
Yep.
So is it like that now at Starbucks? They don't let you hang around in there? Or is it just at that one that this dude's talking about?
Yeah, I don't even really know what he's referring to. Maybe taking the tables out of it, taking the tables and chairs. Every Starbucks I've been in, though, has tables and chairs still. So I don't know what he's referring to. You know, when you go into an Apple store, they don't have chairs, but people just linger.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But he's obviously disappointed. That's his local favorite Starbucks. I wouldn't want to hang around a Starbucks, so I got news for you. I get my coffee and I go.
That's one of the things, though, that that they were first, that people were attracted to. They could go in there with their computers and work all day, or just do whatever. Back before, like right after, people thought, well, you don't really have to go to an internet cafe anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
You remember those internet cafes?
I remember them. I don't know that we had one in our town, but I remember hearing people talk about them.
Well, you had to go in there because they had internet. Yeah. You couldn't just get on the internet anywhere. Yeah. You had to go somewhere where they had a connection.
Yeah. See, things do get better. I mean, imagine having to do that every time you wanted to get on Instagram, go to an internet cafe.
Yeah, but I still think if you went into one of those back then and dealt with the people, they'd be a lot easier to deal with than the ones now at Starbucks.
You think?
Yeah. It'd just be more down to earth, I would think.
Did you ever go in one when you were growing up?
No. I knew that internet wasn't going to last. I wasn't going to jump on that temporary train.
More TJ and Riggins coming up.
Hey, it's TJ, and I say it every year at this time. The perfect gift for someone in your life that you love is Omaha Steaks. Have delicious Omaha Steaks delivered to your house and save a lot of money. You can get 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com plus a $30 reward card when you shop early and score an extra $30 off with the promo code TJR. I'm telling you, whomever you give this as a gift is going to love it. It's Omaha Steaks. Order today at omahasteaks.com.
Add TJRiggins.com to your phone's home screen. Open your phone's browser, type TJRiggins.com, and click the top banner to learn how to easily add to both iOS and Android phones. Everything is now on the homepage, TJRiggins.com.
The charity Peyton's Promise would not be possible without great sponsors. Sponsors like Brad & Brothers Heating, Air, and Electrical. Find out more about Brad & Brothers at bradandbrothers.com.
The most important stories in the world. This is Now Trending on the TJ and Riggins Show.
As President Joe Biden would say, this is not hyperbole. We have a huge announcement that is so great for this year's breaking and entering Christmas. We have been presented a different avenue, so to speak, and we think that we're going to take it, and we're going to need your help to make something. Possibly the biggest thing ever happen with breaking and entering Christmas. So we'll get into that and let you know about it coming up in a few minutes.
The top trending topic at the moment, the Browns, the Cleveland Browns. That's a reference to the Cleveland Browns. They played the Pittsburgh Steelers last night in Cleveland. It was on Amazon Prime. And the beginning of the game started out like any other night game, NFL game. But by the middle of the third quarter, it really started to snow. And then by the fourth quarter, it was just a complete, what they were calling a whiteout, because you couldn't see. At one point, the Cleveland kicker was kicking a field goal, and he made it, and there was no one cheered because no one knew if the ball went through the uprights. So, I mean, but the players looked like they were having a ball.
Yeah.
And it was so cool to watch.
And the Browns winning in the fashion that they won, that's great. Because, I'm never for the Steelers unless they're playing the Eagles.
Right.
If they were to play the Eagles, I guess I would pull for the Steelers and that. And the Steelers have a player who went to the University of Georgia, and he is just flat out vicious, mean, like a mean person. He's a wide receiver. He's a skinny fella, and you would think that he wouldn't be like that out there with all those big guys. But, I mean, he would rather fight than play. And when he fights on the football field, it's not just pushing and shoving and all that. He will jerk somebody's head off by dragging them by the face mask and everything. So that was the last play of the game, I think, where they did a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And instead of staying in the end zone to catch the Hail Mary pass, he would rather fight with the guy that was the defensive back. And they go all the way into the wall right in front of where the people are sitting. And he's slamming him against the wall and got him down in a corner.
It's like you're fighting with your brothers in the snow.
Yeah. I told Rob the other day, I said, that guy's just mean. And then Rob saw some stuff on the social medias and all. He goes, you're right.
Who is this guy?
His name's Pickens is his name.
George Pickens.
George Pickens.
George Pickens. White guy?
No.
Black guy?
Yeah.
No, he's crazy.
Really? Okay, I got to check that out.
Something's going on in his head.
Well, they looked like they were just having a great time doing snow angels after the game. It was just a great scene. It was fun to watch. Today's National Substitute Educators Day. We called them substitute teachers when I was growing up.
Yeah, you got to call teachers educators.
They're educators.
I don't.
Did you have a lot of great subs at your school? Because I can think of a few in my life that came in for one day, and they were like, that was a fun sub.
The best one we ever had was Mr. Richardson, and he filled in for Miss Hobdy because she had some sort of surgery, and he was there for a while. And he's the one that let me stand up in front of the typing class and the class didn't do their work. So I could get up and do Richard Pryor impressions and routines and stuff.
That'll stick with you.
Yeah. So Mr. Richardson was the coolest.
That's amazing. So what does TJ, I never thought I would say this, what does TJ have in common with PETA? Turns out quite a bit. I'll tell you next.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. The easiest way ever to get everything TJ Riggins all in one place. The new Media Center is the easy way to access everything we do. The radio family asked for it, and now it's here. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
How would you like to be part of a Christmas miracle? Make a donation to TJ and Riggins Breaking and Entering Christmas. Visit tjriggins.com/Christmas and click the donate button. There's a needy family in Western North Carolina who could really use your help. tjriggins.com/Christmas. Lily and Grace is an incredible boutique in Mooresville, North Carolina that was built from a lifetime of experience in the interior design and home renovation businesses. Beautiful furniture and interior design elements ready to tell your home's story. Lily and Grace offers a wide range of products that can be customized to accommodate every corner of your home. They truly create pieces of art, and we are so proud to be working with them. Learn more at lilyandgrace.com. That's lilyandgrace.com.
At the beginning of every hour of the TJ and Riggins show, it's Now Trending, where Riggins brings you the most important news of the day. Now Trending is sponsored by No More Last Days. Go to tjriggins.com/lastdaysnow to see how you can help them ensure more dogs have no more last days. Again, that's tjriggins.com/lastdays.
Available whenever you want it on the TJ and Riggins app. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Admittedly, my name is Riggins. I don't know much about sports. Specifically college sports, I know even less about. But Gino Auriemma, he's the most winningest, I think is what they call it, the most winningest coach in college athletics. He's the head coach of the Yukon women's team, basketball.
Right.
And obviously they're dominant. I know that.
Yeah.
Probably the most dominant women's basketball team ever. So on Wednesday night, they honored their coach, Gino. He's 70, and they call him the GOAT. So during this little event before, or whatever they were doing, they were honoring him, and they actually brought out a goat. Which I think has gotten to the point, it's so cringe when a lot of people say, like, oh, they're the GOAT. It's like, ugh. It just gives me the chills. It's so bad.
Yeah. If you don't know, it's an acronym that stands for greatest of all time.
Yeah. So they bring out a goat. This is on Wednesday night. You know who was really upset about them bringing out the goat?
Animal rights freaks.
PETA specifically. They said the goat was visibly anxious, and they said the person leading the goat either didn't notice or didn't care that his collar was digging into his neck. The PETA said they're going to be sending a letter to Yukon later this week to urge the school to make this cruel courtside spectacle its last. The University of Connecticut can't con people into thinking it's okay to subject a stressed out animal out to the chaos of bright lights and screaming fans. Now, they do this a lot when there's a big animal on display in national television, specifically at sporting events. But what struck me is that, TJ totally agrees. He's made a whole platform out of saying, stop bringing your pets or animals to different places. Just this week, he was talking about how dogs have kind of taken over all aspects, grocery stores, restaurants, and now sporting events. You would agree with PETA. Keep the animals out of the sporting events.
No, this one's different because it's part of the show.
Wait a minute.
It's part of the show. There's a show going on. So it's not just like, hey, we're in a public place that usually doesn't allow goats, and I'm going to take my goat to the restaurant.
Okay.
If it's but this is a goat that's out there for the show. Just like LSU has Mike the Tiger. You
like that.
He's part of the display and the show. It's just like I don't have a problem with circus or zoos or anything like that. But if you start trying to walk a kangaroo into the mall where I'm shopping, then I would have a problem with it.
So people shouldn't be allowed to bring their own dogs to the sporting events. Is that fair?
Yeah.
But if they
it's got to be mixed in with everybody else who wasn't expecting to have to share space with a dog.
Where they do it on the court, can they bring in a bear?
Sure.
Okay, you're into that.
I mean, anything where animals can entertain us, I'm all about it.
Okay.
Like the minor league baseball team that we watch, because my little friend Jenny got a condo there in right field, so we could watch the Kannapolis Cannonballers. The general manager or the owner of the team, one of them, has a dog, a lab, yellow lab, that acts as a bat girl on some of the innings, and I think that's great.
You like that?
Yeah.
What about the dog night where they give you, you bring your dog to the game and you sit in the stands? Should they do away with that maybe?
No, because they give everybody else say this is dog night. You know that if you come, you're going to be sharing space with dogs.
Yeah.
So that's different. It's just like, going to a restaurant and there's a dog across the room. Or you're trying to walk through a crowded sidewalk in a downtown area and you're dodging dogs because they just wanted to get them out for the day.
Yeah, right. Okay, good.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Hey, it's Riggins, and if you love dogs like me, it's heartbreaking when you see posts online that show a cute dog at the shelter with a last day deadline. Wouldn't it be awesome if there were no more last day calls for these dogs? There's a great new organization called No More Last Days. They just launched a website with one goal: to help dogs while featuring like-minded organizations who do good work. Visit tjriggins.com/lastdays or visit them in person at the booth at the Carolina Renaissance Festival every weekend through November and see how they're making a difference and how you can help. tjriggins.com/lastdays.
It's now easier than ever at the homepage, tjriggins.com. Oh, look, our new subscribe button, where you can make sure you're getting the new shows right when they're posted. Find listening options for Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, social media sites, and more. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
The charity Peyton's Promise would not be possible without great great sponsors. Great sponsors like Table and Twine and their great subscription program. Go to tableandtwine.com and check it out for yourself. That's tableandtwine.com for Table and Twine.
Point and stare at TJ and Riggins anytime you want on YouTube. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
All right, this is very important. This is huge. We've got some big things happening in the way of breaking and entering Christmas. That is our Christmas mission every year, to bring the Christmas spirit and things to people who have fallen on hard times. Usually we break into someone's home while they're not there and leave everything they would want for a Christmas celebration. This year is different where we live in North Carolina. We live in Charlotte, North Carolina area, but not far from here is are the mountains of western North Carolina, which were completely devastated by Hurricane Helene. And they are still just trying to live day to day with bits and pieces of their lives being restored or replaced little by little. Now, what we have decided to do is first of all, there is a town that is in western North Carolina. It's a small town with a population about 100, and it is called Old Fort. And Old Fort was devastated, as most of the little towns around there were, and they usually have a big Christmas celebration where they light the Christmas tree for the downtown area, and they light up their little downtown area, and they have a parade and Santa and all of that. Well, in the investigations that we have done, we found out that Old Fort was not going to be able to have the Christmas spirit that they usually have because of the flooding from Hurricane Helene. It flooded and ruined all of their Christmas decorations that they put, the lights for the downtown area and all of that, and for the tree and that sort of thing. So what we're doing with breaking and entering Christmas this year is bringing the spirit of Christmas and the spirit of hope to a town who has gone through something and continues to go through it that most people can't even imagine in their worst dreams, their worst nightmares, going through. And about 90 to 95% of the residents there are not going to get reimbursed for their damages. I don't know if this is one of those towns that the government failed to help, like they would help other towns and things like that. But either way, this is this is not really what you would call a ritzy area by any means. So many of the residents who owned land or homes had gotten it handed down from generations, and since it was owned outright, a lot of them don't have insurance, and if they had insurance, they didn't have hurricane flood coverage. Why would you have that in the mountains? Why would you feel like you need that? So there are people who are still living in tents, and their cabins being built for people who are displaced and waiting for homes to be rebuilt. Local builders and distributors and contractors have a plan for relief cabins, and everything is self-contained and comes to the property already assembled. And we'll tell you what that is, what they're living in now and how they're dealing with it, and what we're going to do to help coming up next.
More TJ and Riggins coming up. Add TJRiggins.com to your phone's home screen. Open your phone's browser, type TJRiggins.com, and click the top banner to learn how to easily add to both iOS and Android phones. Everything is now on the homepage, TJRiggins.com.
So Alexis is here because she is the head of the Breaking and Entering Christmas Committee. For
the head
year.
elf.
Yeah, you are the head hoodlum elf.
Yep.
That's where we break into somebody's home and leave all their stuff that they could ever want for a Christmas of their dreams if they've fallen on hard times. So how are things going with that?
They're going good. We might just be not bringing Christmas to one family, but a whole town.
A whole town.
A whole town.
You hear her? Whole town, Riggins.
Like a movie.
Yeah. We are a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So we still need nominations for families and all. So go to tjriggins.com/Christmas if you want to nominate a family that needs help at Christmas. And we need donations as well.
Yeah.
So how does that happen?
You can also go to tjriggins.com/Christmas. At the very bottom, there's a button that you can push. It says donate. Cha-ching.
Okay, so look for that button.
We thought of it all.
Yeah, we've got a button. What's Christmas without a button?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, so breaking and entering Christmas is different this year, and hopefully we're adding some things that are going to elevate it to make people's lives happy during the holidays. So tjriggins.com/Christmas. Thank you, Alexis.
Boop.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, it's Riggins, and if you love dogs like me, it's heartbreaking when you see posts online that show a cute dog at the shelter with a last day deadline. Wouldn't it be awesome if there were no more last day calls for these dogs? There's a great new organization called No More Last Days. They just launched a website with one goal: to help dogs while featuring like-minded organizations who do good work. Visit tjriggins.com/lastdays or visit them in person at the booth at the Carolina Renaissance Festival every weekend through November and see how they're making a difference and how you can help. tjriggins.com/lastdays.
The charity Peyton's Promise would not be possible without great sponsors. Sponsors like CompuCom, because every company is a technology company now. But becoming a fully enabled digital workplace isn't easy. Let CompuCom help. CompuCom.com for more information. That's CompuCom.com for CompuCom.
This is the TJ and Riggins podcast and radio show.
All right, I know this is a lot of information that we're throwing at you here, and it's taking a while to get it all out, but please bear with us because this is so important. We're talking about the town of Old Fort, North Carolina, who the town that usually has a little Christmas celebration and all, because they don't have a lot of money, and there are things like this you don't realize, something small like getting to go downtown and see Santa and all of these types of things, how big that is in the life of a person that doesn't really have a lot of money or that lives below the average American in income. So a lot of the people in town have gotten together, and they're providing what they call relief cabins, and they have a generator when they show up at the person's property. They set it up, and it has a generator, and a bathroom is a bucket and a sink, and a composting toilet. So this is an upgrade. This is what people are getting. That's donated by the good people of the town and all, so they can move up a step or two. So if you want to help with that and donate money for that, that is davisrelieffund.org, davisrelieffund.org. Now, here's what we're going to do. They are having their Christmas celebration in downtown Old Fort, North Carolina. But they need Christmas decorations for the town. Breaking and entering Christmas, we will be taking that to them. So they're going to get their decorations to light up the little downtown area. They're going to get the decorations for the tree. Santa is going to be there handing out toys to the kids. And there's going to be a parade. It's going to be a small parade of, the church and small businesses participating and things like that. And to me, Riggins, this is the true meaning of what Christmas is about when it comes to giving people something that is going to make a difference in their lives. Giving them just the idea that, hey, so many people you don't even know care about you.
Yep.
And to have this celebration in their town will provide them hope and some normalcy with their lives being turned completely upside down. And we didn't even mention how many of them have lost relatives in floods and things like that from this hurricane Helene. So just to bring some happiness, some joy, Christmas spirit to the town is what we're looking to do. Now, the big thing that we are set out to do is we want a mobile ice skating rink set up for that day, for that festival, so the kids can ice skate there and just have fun. So if you know of anybody in this area in North Carolina that does the mobile ice skating rink, sets those up for promotions and things like that, will you please let us know how to get in touch with them, or who it is, or any information. And if you want to donate to this, we would greatly appreciate it. Riggins, how do they do all of that?
TJRiggins.com/Christmas if you'd like to make a donation. Also, you can email if you know somebody about the ice skating rink. You can also email us at tjrchristmas@gmail.com.
Yeah, so imagine these kids who have just been living, life day to day, not knowing what's coming, being able to just forget it for a little while and have fun. So that's what our goal is, and that's what we aim to do, as they say, and we'll keep you updated.
More TJ and Riggins coming up.
When it comes to football, I know where I'm headed. Wild Wing Cafe. They've got hot wings, cold beer, and football on all the big screens. It's the best place to catch every play, enjoy some killer wings, and ice-cold drinks. See you at Wild Wing Cafe, your game day headquarters.
It's now easier than ever at the homepage, TJRiggins.com. A new call and text the show option where you can send us a text or leave us a voicemail, which we may even use on the show. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
The charity Peyton's Promise would not be possible without great sponsors. Great sponsors like Lily and Grace, Design, Home, Living. It's Lily and Grace. Go to TJRiggins.com/LG to find out more. That's TJRiggins.com/LG.